So tell me a little bit about mixed martial arts.
Let's see. Mixed martial arts the term was coined back in 1992 when the Gracies started UFC. They wanted to put on an event that showed their martial arts against other martial arts in the world, and they came out ahead for several years. They dominated the sport, but it's mixed martial arts. As people evolved, they also learned their style, and they started merging it with different styles, and then you ended up with mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts is just having a well-rounded arsenal of tools in a combative situation to be able to beat your opponent. Unfortunately, that's the wording in a cage fight.
Tell me a little bit about the club here.
The club here started back in 2005. It was originally called Detroit Mixed Martial Arts. We weren't a club slash organization at the time, but we were allowed use of the combat room. The following year, in 2006, we switched our name to EMMA, Eastern Mixed Martial Arts, once we became an organization. From that point on, we were granted student funding. We have the safety equipment that we have in there now, training equipment, and we started from there. We are a competitive team. Anyone can come and train and practice. You don't have to compete, but if you do, we support you. Last year we went 13-1-1 as a team. We have 4 Combat X amateur champions currently that hold title belts in different divisions. Last year at the XCL, which was a pro event over at the Convo Center, we had Kwame Beck on that card, and it was pay-per-view, and he actually won his belt. So we have a pretty good number of competitors. They're pretty successful. We teach as many skills as we can so that someone can be safe and effective in the ring.
Are there anybody currently getting ready to compete in any big competitions or anything like that? Or?
Actually, we have 3 getting ready to compete. We have 3 getting ready to do a show November 13th. It's in Ohio. It's called the IFL, and it's actually a pay-per-view event as well. We have Greg Culvert, we have Kwame Beck, and we have one other, but I forgot who it was at this particular moment. I can get that for you. We had 4, but the other person got injured, so they won't be competing in that one.
I saw a young lady in there. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Phoebe. It's very refreshing to have a young lady who wants to participate and actually enjoys, thrives, and excels in there. We don't treat her any differently than we treat any other member, be male or female. So she does everything that we do. She grapples, she strikes, she does takedowns. She's pretty talented. She's a freshman as well. Like I was saying, it's pretty refreshing to have a young lady to have that kind of confidence and to be out there and present herself and to compete with us. She's actually planning to compete in a no-gi tournament next winter semester.
And how many members do you currently have?
Currently we have 22 members. We've had over 127 over the last few years, and we average right around 12 to 13 a practice.
Good. Thank you. So why did you decide to join mixed martial arts?
Well, I met the guys that are pretty much in charge of it, or they kind of run the club, and they convinced me to come one day, and I did, and just stuck with it.
So, how does it make you, how do you feel being around all of these big guys and punching and kicking each other?
It's actually pretty fun. The only thing that gets kind of frustrating is when new people come, they act like they don't want to practice with me or something because I'm a girl. But other than that, the guys that are here, they're all great. Most of them don't go all out on me, which is good. Sometimes they will, which is good too, but they don't. They'll kind of go slower, or they won't use all their strength, but they use all their technique, because that helps me. If they were to outstrength me, obviously they could beat me, but they help me work on my technique a lot. They're really good with that.
Do you find it, are you keeping up with what they're doing?
Yeah. Yep.
Are you planning on competing anytime soon?
Yeah, actually at the end of this year, probably, actually towards the end of the winter semester, I'll be entering a sub-nogi tournament, which is submission grappling. And hopefully by this time next year I'll have had an actual fight. So.
How many hours a week do you dedicate to doing this?
Well, I'm in the gym usually an hour to 2 hours before practice starts, and then I'll come to practice, so anywhere between 4 and 5 hours a day.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.